Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Well, hot diddly damn, it's been a hot minute, but the Salt Mines is returning. We had a bit of a break, a little off season here in January to let everyone cool off. But you know what? I felt like I've been doing a lot of exercise, focusing on fitness lately. It's a hot summer here in Australia. That's right, we're in the Southern Hemisphere. Problem is, you can get dehydrated or dehydrated unless you drink a lot of water. I've been drinking a lot of water. Downside, guess what? Flushing out my sodium levels. My salt is dangerously low, and I need to fill up on all of those electrolytes. Up here in the top left side, we've got Monkey's Forward X, the Protoss player. And in the bottom right, we've got Richards. Oh, it's got the War Pigs logo there. That's my favorite mercenary faction. We actually co-opted this for my my Caster's Civil War team logo when we did a team league, since I named my team the War Pigs, and that is the War Pigs mercenary faction in the lore of StarCraft. My favorite decal. You guys can all select it. I don't think you need to even unlock it. I think it's one of the default ones, or it's very easy to unlock otherwise. Monkey Spawn, on the other hand, no clan logo, no special decals. It's just the default Protoss symbol. So we've got vanilla Monkey Spawn X up against cool logo Richards. For those who don't know about the Salt Mines, there are newcomers who come in here. This is a show where we watch players play a very competitive real-time strategy game. It's kind of the chess of the video game world, but of course played at very high speed, which adds more of a sporting, a physical, a reaction speed element. It's not pure strategy, it's real-time strategy. A lot of people go, that takes the strategy because whoever clicks faster wins. Of course, to claim that is to claim there's no strategy in any sport either. Obviously, it is a fusing of the two, and you can have great strategy, but if your mechanics, your speed, your reaction time sucks, your control of the units, yes, it will handicap you quite a bit, but the strategy will still make a very big difference on its own. Likewise, poor strategy and great mechanics also can. But all of that's besides the point. The point is, you're playing a very intense psychological game where players already get very angry. You know, sometimes you're a world champion. You're playing against your opponent. You don't think they're as good as you. Turns out they have something, you know, in an orifice that vibrates, lets them know the right moves to make. Suddenly you're very tilted and upset about it. Understandably so. Likewise, players playing StarCraft tend to get super upset when things don't go their way. And they tend to just get a little bit excited. We've learned so many lessons in the first season of this show. Before this break, I don't know if we're really dividing into seasons, but we took a little break, so I guess this is the start of season 2, sure. What were some of the lessons? About 1,000. I think at the end of the day, though, we had a lot of lessons about really how, as long as you're able to construct your own reality, you don't ever really lose a game of StarCraft. As long as you're able to just kind of tell your opponent that they lost the game, even though you're about to hit the defeat screen, you can not only convince them, but more importantly, convince yourself that you didn't lose and you actually deserve to win the game and that you were somehow cheated out of it. We've also learnt, of course, a lot about gloating over your opponent before the game's really over, being something which almost always karmically comes back to bite you in the butt. And of course, the fact that if you're delusional enough, you can say that Scissors, Paper, Rock is a game with no counters, that Rock has no counter. And there's just no answer to it. But let's be real, guys. Monkey Spawn is going to have good defense. This is a one-base Armory Widowmine drop, I believe. Yeah, Armory's going up at home. Reaper's going to do a little bit of a distraction here. Good probe pull to defend it. It's looking like maybe a Diamond game, or probably Plat, I'd say. There hasn't been that high an activity rate, and this is a very late Reaper. Bunker at home, so Richards is just walling off on one base, playing super, just very conservative and safe. Oh, and here we go. First 3 Widow Mines and an Armory coming over. Uh-oh, Richards' supply block that hasn't started the depot goes home, starts a depot, and is now going to go in. There is an observer out, which is very important, but it's going across the map, which means there's no way to see these Widow Mines once they burrow. Monkey Spawn, quick, run. You got to run those probes away. Oh, awesome. Okay, Monkey Spawn's reacted really quickly, so this should be pretty easy to defend now. Just going to lose 1 or 2 probes, go back to mining, and as long as you bring the observer back... Oh no, Monkey Spawn didn't bring the observer back. I know I make fun of people for using the select all army key, but in this case, you absolutely should be using that select all army key. Reaper's in the main causing a distraction. Oh no, it's gonna wait for cannons. Dude, you gotta recall the observer. The Reaper's getting multiple kills. The Widowmine gets a probe kill, is trying to build cannons. You've got an observer. You have detection on the map. What are you doing, Monkey Spawn? Don't wait for cannons. Oh no, Monkey Spawn, forgetting that they've built an observer already this game. It's going to lose a lot of probes there. The cannons will finally finish in the near future, and is building a disruptor right now. An odd choice when you really should be doing nothing but building probes. And oh, no, you're kidding me. Okay, the probes barely got out of range, and I think the cannon should be able to detect that. Unfortunately, though, this Widowmine just fired, got another kill. So that's going to go down to that cannon, and I think this will reveal that Widow Mine. Yeah, and the Stalkers clean it up. Okay, if Monkey Spawn just holds down the probe key, they should be able to recover, right? Double chronoing the probe should just change that rally point back, because this is such a one-base focus play for the Terran. You can absolutely get back in it. There's a Widow Mine in vision right there. The cannon detecting that. Oh my god, Monkey Spawn! Monkey Spawn super thrown off, loses another 3 probes, will now finally move over to clean that up, but has stopped probing already. And that's the big problem is, most players, when they deal with harassment in StarCraft, they just, all their basics go out the window. And right now there's Disruptors and Warp Prisms building, which are the lowest priority. And Monkey Spawn! You all are so lazy with these Widow Mine drops. So Monkey Spawn there, rather than focusing on fixing the issues that have arisen from this pressure, is going to start, saying, look, that's lazy. It's lazy. How dare you do a Widow Mine drop? Now, of course, it is something a lot of Protoss players get frustrated by those Widow Mine drops because they are hard to deal with. However, Monkey Spawn had everything they needed to defend and then just forgot to bring the Observer home. If that Observer came home, could have cleaned this up about a minute earlier and been full on 2 bases, going for a 3rd, up against a player who's still stuck on 1 base, who's only just finished the command center. No tech at all. They're making stim. They're only now starting the extra reactors and tech labs on these barracks. Richards is having to float the starport all the way home. This was a massive commitment for Richards, and it has not found game-ending damage. What it's done, though, is it's tilted Monkey Spawn to the point where Monkey Spawn took so long to get back to probing, they've only now retaken the worker lead. But with some Disruptors out, I think they should still be in a pretty good position, just because Disruptors are amazing. You've got Colossus range on the way, but no actual Colossus. Yes, and then straight into OP Bio. What an effing surprise. Wait, what? Okay, so announcing that you've got an Observer in the base. Not the wisest idea, guys. Guys, if you have secret scouting information, I don't know if you guys heard about when they cracked the Enigma code in World War II. They didn't tell the Germans they cracked the code. Secret, learnings of warfare, guys. Some of you haven't read Sun Tzu, so I'm here to help out. We're going to disrupt the top. That's a lot of clumped SCVs. Oh my god! Oh! Didn't get as many as could have. It was still 8, which is massive damage. That's still fantastic, but not as much as could have been. Great shot. Now Monkey Spawn just needs to go home, probe up, add gateways, maybe get a Twilight, and should be able to smash. I don't know why the Prism is flying right over here. What are you doing? What was that? Was that an F2? Oh, he F2'd. So this Widow Mine killed a probe that moved out to take a 3rd, and then Monkey Spawn doesn't use control groups. So they just selected all army, clicked over here, and just flew it straight through. Oh. Despite that, Monkey Spawn is still up on the income. Definitely just needs to build more gases and stuff. I like the addition of the Silver League Cannon behind the natural. Very important there. You never know when a bunch of Ewoks might run out of the forest on the side of the map and attack, so you've got to be... Oh, Monkey Spawn! Okay, guys, we can tell this is not a rare outburst. Monkey Spawn using different characters to get around the censorship in game. Says, hey, Fajot, are you listening? Why are you such a lazy bitch? Wow, so you are blocking my bases so fucking hard. Look at you spamming Bio. Wow. It's funny because, like, it's not even hitting 1 point repeatedly. Monkey Spawn's like, look at you. Widow Mine drop. That's lazy. And now you're making Bio. Wow. Predictable. That's what everyone does. This is like one of those things where you're like, there's something that's good, so everyone does it. People are like, wow, you're just going to do what everybody else does. You follow a sheep. And they're like, well, no, this is just how you play a good game of StarCraft. It's standard because standard things in StarCraft are the things that consistently work. Monkey Spawn's like, oh, it's so hard. You're just going to copy what other people do. Like, it's so grasping at straws that it's hilarious in of itself. Now, Richards does a drop, gets a pylon down, boosts out of there. Nice little drop. Doesn't really achieve that much. Both players floating tons of money during it. Effing pussy, F you. Wow, okay, Monkey Spawn's just angry. I mean, all Monkey Spawn needs to do is just, like, you know, move your Observer with your army and use that together to clear up the Widow Mines, and you'll be good. Now, Monkey Spawn got blocked on the left base, is now going to take the right base. Oh, Monkey Spawn's going to be so mad. They're going to be so mad. Oh, oh, come on. You know it's coming. Hands are off the mouse and keyboard. You know they're typing right now, right? No, they're not. But they're massing cannon and battery inside their main base. Okay, so the classic, I don't feel comfortable, I'm not winning the game, I'm going to just build a ton of static defense on 2 bases. And the thing is, this is not bad if you feel your opponent's just cheesing you. Small problem. Richards might not be doing the biggest macro play, but there's ship weapons upgrades, 2-1 upgrades, a 2nd starport. So it's going to be 4 barracks, 2 starports, and a 3rd command center. So Richards is way out upgrading and evolving in the play. Now, Monkey Spawn finally cleans up the Widowmine, starts a third, but behind this just warped in 5 sentries. And I'll tell you what, using sentries for force fields and disruptors for a player who doesn't use control groups, this is going to be interesting to say the least. In general, sentries are really good for early to mid-game like pushes or defenses, but later on there's just more important spells to use than their abilities. Their abilities can still be great. The reason why it's normally not recommended is players don't usually have the hand-eye coordination to actually manage multiple spellcasters and ability users at once. So as it goes on, you just don't care about rebooting sentries and you focus on using disruptor shots or something like that, something more important. You aren't embarrassed for sitting back on bio, says Monkey Spawn? For sitting back on bio. It's like, you're just naming standard things in StarCraft and saying they should be embarrassed. The most OP strat you could play, it counters everything. Well, no, you have the best splash damage in the game. You got Colossus and Disruptors. You add Psystorm, it's going to be even easier for you because there's no Ghost Academy. This player probably doesn't even know how to play Ghosts. But yeah, always good to see that Monkey Spawn showing their knowledge of the game is incredibly high level. Notice how they haven't built a Twilight Council yet. They're only on 5 gateways. They're actually still in a very winnable position in this game. The upgrade deficit is going to be one of the biggest issues, but, chronoing out more Disruptors, Immortals, armor upgrades. I mean, you'll have some upgrades. The problem is, of course, when 3-1 upgrades are finished and libs are coming in, it does feel like Richards is going to evolve at a bit of a quicker pace. Richards a bit slow to move out and take this third base. You can see is very oversaturated on the natural. So it's going to transfer over to that very hard. Now, a drop's going to come in. There's cannons and batteries everywhere, so I can't really imagine drops are the most effective in this game. Unfortunately, the battery is out of range of the cannons on the sides, though, which is, of course, not great. Bio is going to unload there and take out that cannon on the left side. Army could easily just move over. No move over. For some reason, there's hallucinated Colossus, and they're not moving the army. All you need to do is just move your army over here to defend this. A bunch of Stalkers warp in and die. The Immortal dies. The probes are there. Is dropping a scan. Richards is like, where is the army? What? Are you just not responding? Is running in and, okay, fighting into battery overcharge is not the best, but still getting a very good trade for that double drop. I mean, that is an immensely positive trade. 2-1 in the units lost tab right now. Now there's Marine Marauder at home. Liberators need to siege up and those Marauders need to get forward. Richard's a little slow on the lib siege, but if the Marauders can get forward, the Disruptors! All 3 Disruptors just walk forward and get themselves killed. There's only 1 left. It'll take out like 2 Marines there. And still hasn't dealt with what is just 2 Marauders and 2 Marines. A few Zealots could deal with that. It's going to try and force field to stop the SCVs getting away. There's so much firepower that if you weren't on move command, none of them would have got away to begin with. The Colossus! Move back, Monkey Spawn! Monkey Spawn should absolutely be moving back and force fielding this ramp. That isn't using the Disruptor shot, isn't using the force fields. The Marauders come forward and take out the Disruptor and the Colossus. Oh, Monkey Spawn just fumbling the army. This is classic. Like I said, overcomplicating the army. There's no point using so many different units. Just manage the Disruptors well, and you would have had a good time. But Monkey Spawn focusing on trying to do way too much for their abilities. Still not force fielding to save the Colossus. That Sentry could easily block these units. But thankfully that Marauder... Oh, wait. If Richards drops on that Colossus and gets it, that will be the biggest play. Oh! Oh, it does it! Richards gets the play! Behind this, the 2 Marauders and 2 Marines somehow killed the Nexus. Can you believe it? Wow, your Fajoi bio drop worked. What a surprise. I love it. I love when people bring out homophobic insults because it truly, it's like a dark part of their brain from decades past is still like, that's the ultimate insult. Richards finally responds with just a simple, you suck. Dude, you literally suck, bro. You literally suck. I thought he was going to make another homophobic joke with the you literally suck, but says you literally made 1 unit. While there are 2 different units attacking, and there was also Liberators attacking here, and you also just fought Marines. Also, there was a Widow Mine drop at the start. So, 1 unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think at least 6 units were made, not including SCVs. Did you see how gay and OP your units are? To be fair, for those who don't know, because of YouTube's terms of service, I didn't show 2 Marines were banging each other behind the mineral line earlier in this game. So they were pretty gay. The game is Imba, and you don't give an F because you think you are good for playing MMM. Wait. So Monkey Spawn says you literally built 1 unit, and the next line says MMM, admitting that there was at least 3 units built. I think right now, I think Monkey Spawn may be living in an alternate universe. An alternate universe filled with rage. The army is still just F2ing back and forwards. It's got to feel bad having 5 cannons and 3 shield batteries in a base and still having a Liberator denying the mining. That there is a testament to good building placement. Trying to rebuild the Nexus and slowly probe back up, but I think Monkey Spawn, honestly, the moment they saw a Widow Mine drop, it's like their brain broke. All they needed to do was bring their Widow Mine home, their Observer home at the start. It's a completely different game, but instead they're too busy raging. Let me guess. Now you're going to mass MMM and walk across the map and then move commands. Monkey Spawn move commands forward while trying to cast the force fields. See for sure. Wow, so effing hard. Richards is having a bit of a laugh. He's like, this is the specimen I've run into on the ladder. I'm telling you guys, it's pretty rare to run into a player like this on the ladder. But when you do, you got to suck up those tears. It's good nutrients. And I'm going to tell you, there is no way that Richards is going to have low electrolytes. I mean, this is like a year's worth of Gatorade in one game. Literally OP easy mode units, you little bitch. How can Bio beat Colossus? Well, let's answer that question very quickly before we finish this game, Monkey Spawn. So we want to do a technical analysis of this last engagement very quickly, guys. So basically what you're going to notice here is you have one upgrades. That means 1 attack, 1 armor. Now, the Terran, on the other hand, has +3 attack, +1 armor. Now, here's a really technical part that happened. Notice how the Protoss player wants to force field this army on the ramp. So what Monkey Spawn's going to do is move command over here so the units ignore the enemy, while dropping force fields that don't stop the enemy from getting in range. And only after move commanding in range is then going to fight the army that has a double upgrade advantage, not using spells correctly, not attacking, and also starting the fight at less than half the army supply. So, I thought Colossus beat Bio. Why did they lose? I think the answer might be down 2 upgrades, less than half the army supply, and you literally gave your army an order to not fight, but to move up to the enemy before they started to fight. You might be the problem, Monkey Spawn. Take a chill pill, and next time, here's what you want to do. Press that F2 button that you love so much, bring the Observer home, and clear the Widow Mines up, rather than typing angry words to your opponent. You'll get better. You'll see some victory, and you'll climb up that ladder, mate. All right, let's go into the next game. We got 0-1, the Zerg player in the bottom right side, a Cosmic Sapphire in the top left. We've got Butts Carlton. And as the slave driver decal, there's a hand with a whip. I can't remember what that one's called, but I just call that slave driver because, I mean, it's basically... no doubt some Arcturus mechs make the people, you know, whip the workers and treat them poorly faction. The Zerg one, on the other hand, has what appears to be I think that's like a special, maybe it's a hunter killer. It's like a Hydralisk with like curved spines on the top of its head. Is it even a Hydra? I don't know, some sort of big cool Zerg skull. Not exactly sure. Anyways, that last game I did get a little bit condescending, and I remember, you know, it's not just about laughing at people, because let's be real, we've all had these moments where we feel like just lashing out at our opponents. Feels like they're taking an easier route, the game seems unfair. So, by the way, this Zerg build is horrendous. Is this a 12 pool, 13 Overlord into a hatchery, but now not going for a hatchery and sending the drone across? Oh god. What is this build order? 400 minerals, not building drones. What are we doing? Wait, what? Okay, so it's a Zergling rush, but I think it was like a bit late on the spawning pool. Oh, it's a Zergling rush with an offensive hatchery. Okay. So anyway, case in point, guys, if you ever feel mad in a game of StarCraft, or any game really, if it feels unfair, it's a good reason to go back to the first thing that felt unfair in that game and just focus on what you can do better in that one situation. But a lot of people never do that, and instead they focus on everything afterwards. This is unfair, this is unfair. Usually you've fallen behind, or things have gone wrong, or you've made a massive misplay early on, whether it be in a Dark Souls game. There's a misconception usually you're working under. In that last game, it was, wow, Bio's so good, when it's like, mate, you were taking massive damage to Widow Mine drops and not dealing with like a single double drop when your army was 1 screen away. You could have just A-moved your army to respond to it, right? Anyways, let's talk about this game. 0-1 goes to the offensive hatchery. Cancels at the very last second. I thought was going to lose the minerals there, but that drone will get drilled down. That's pretty damn effective. As long as Butts Carlton gets the depot started, and a Reaper out behind it. Oh, solid start. As long as that Reaper... Oh, no, the SCV! You gotta bring SCVs down here! SCV! Oh, the SCV floats to the outside. Butts Carlton also bounces a Zergling to the inside of the wall, and a drone to the inside of the wall as well. Drone versus Reaper. Oh, it brings the SCV too late. And doesn't even get the Reaper in the bunker. Okay, the Marine gets in the bunker, so it'll be fine. You can just re-wall. These units are trapped in here. A second bunker going down. 0-1's gonna build another hatchery. And those Zerglings can just go after the mineral line. More Zerglings coming in, trying to tear this wall down. Oh, that's actually a cute idea. Trying to let more Lings in. Behind this, 0-1 has no macro, no queen, only 10 drones. This is a very silly attack from 0-1 coming in. It's a very silly cheese, and Buttscarton did make a big mistake earlier, like letting the Lings in and drones. It just makes this situation drag on, but if you A-move the SCVs, they can fight this. 0-1's already doing damage, though. The Marines need to get over there and help fight. Just unload the Marines. The wall is going to be safe. Buttscarton's going to try and do it with an SCV surround. He says, taste my drill! 0-1, not watching, gets surrounded. And the SCVs absolutely bang those Zerglings. They say, have you ever heard of me favorite TV show, mate? It involves a bus and the sound that a gun makes. You're our first special guest on this episode. 0-1's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. Lucky surround. I mean, well, it wasn't lucky. It was, I mean, you could say it was lucky that you weren't looking, or you could say, I wasn't looking, that's my mistake. This game is broken, says the player who's on 10 drones, rallying Lings across the map, and not spending their minerals, not building queens. Lucky ass surround, says 0-1. Lucky ass, I mean, your strategy is not the greatest, 0-1. I'm gonna be honest. Why wouldn't you just build a hatchery here and use spine crawlers? Doing this against Terran it reeks of desperation. 0-1 still just rallying Lings in. Is gonna start droning up now, but he's on 8 workers, 6 workers. He's gonna go a gas and 2 spines. 0-1's understanding of StarCraft, I think, comes in at about bronze 2 to bronze 3 tier. Guys, here's the top tip. If you have 8 drones and you kill 3 of them to build buildings, not a good idea. How lucky are you? Oh, Buttscarton takes the bait, drops a nice smiley face, says, just drops the smiley. 0-1 says, and you play Terran. Yuck. Yucky. You play the dirty humans. I play the clean, pristine bugs. For those who don't know, think about it, guys. Just think about this. There's a good point that 0-1 makes. Zerg, like cockroaches, clean themselves many times a day. Absolutely beautiful animals. Yes, they live in garbage and they run around in this gooey purple stuff and like suck nutrients off it. And yes, they tend to like eat the corpses of Terran and Protoss they kill, cannibalize each other sometimes as well. But think about it. This guy here, Billy Bob the Space Marine. You ever seen a Space Marine out of their armor? No. And you might say, oh, future technology is self-cleaning. Sucks the poop out of the suit, sucks the wee out of the suit. It's all you know, it's all good. Come on, guys. If you never take your power armor off, there's got to be some nooks and crannies in there that get absolutely rancid. Like, it can't smell good, right? You've been out there stationed in battle. Probably takes a long time to put the armor on and off, so you probably don't take it off until you're out of any risk of engagements, right? You can't suit up once the battle starts. So the Marines are out in deployment 2 months straight without taking the armor off. When they take it off and get to have a hot shower, I'm telling you, that has got to be worse than if someone leaves one of those protein shakers with like protein dregs in it in their gym bag for like 3 months. It's going to be worse than that, and that is a truly foul smell. Do you even know how to micro? Says 0-1. Buttscarton says rude lol. Well, Terran ... usually don't, says 0-1. Okay, so this is the player who literally just rallied Zerglings in and did nothing impressive at all. I was like, I made a spawning pool and rallied Zerglings and then a hatchery, and now I'm going a lair and 2 spines in my main, not defending the natural, because why would we need to defend the most exposed base? Wait, 0-1 apparently can hear my words through the void. He's going to move that spine down, both spines down. Unfortunately for them, there's a double drop on the way. 2 medevacs are going to come out. 0-1 here, living in their own alternate reality. Remember, guys, if you're losing a game, you can see that defeat screen coming. You've got to make sure you lessen the impact before it hits. The same way pro gamers always have excuses up their sleeves. Oh, it didn't feel good. I was tired. All these things. If you want to really become a true Salt Lord of the Ladder, you need to make sure your losses don't hurt. So what you want to do is you basically just want to talk about how your opponent's race is bad. They just A-move with tanks and MMM. Tanks, when was the last time you guys saw a siege tank A-move? It's a siege unit. They objectively don't A-move almost ever. And Marine Marauder Medevac is always dropped or spreading versus Banelings and microing. It's like the most micro-heavy composition in the game. You just said it A-move. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to take reality. You want to flush it down the toilet. Then you want to say Zerg is best. So I think 0-1's trying to say, like, my race is the best, but not the best in objective strength. They're the best at being the most honorable. And, you know, it's the real race. Of course, we've got some Silver League Spore Crawlers behind the mineral line, 3 spines at the front. And obviously, this doesn't account for the fact the opponent is just going to go right around and drop in the main. And that's going to be a game-ending move. For me right now, I'm tiltalated. I can feel the tears coming. For some reason, 0-1 still has no fighting units, despite being given 3 or 4 minutes to recover. They're only at 25 drones. And they're going to see this pack of Marines come in, and they're going to feel their hearts sink because there's nothing to fight it. They start 16 Zerglings trying to run the drones away to 0-1. Said, oh, Terran don't know how to micro. And then A moves 8 drones and 2 queens into 16 Stim Marines and says, see? See, you just A moved. No skill. Butts Carlton drops the easy. 0-1 says, no skill. Do you want a rematch? Wants to do the rematch. From what we've seen, I don't think that's going to go well for you, 0-1. Blocked your dumb 12 pool hatch block once. I don't think it's going to work the second time. The Medevac's even microing back from the Spore there. But remember, guys, it is an A move race. Yeah, pick up, says 0-1. Trying to convince Butts Carlton to pick up and run away. But of course, is not going to do that. And Butts Carlton is going to clear everything out. I think 0-1 is one of these players who's going to stay in the game and tell everything's dead, whining the entire way, continuing to reconstruct reality in their own absolutely demented mental image. I was behind the whole game, and you still barely win, lol. No rush, IGG, you scrub. You're the player who rushed him. And how is this barely winning? You killed like 9 Marines all game, a few which died on the other side of the map. You killed almost nothing. You think that's a close game? You think that's barely winning? No rush, IGG. That's like, if I didn't play the strategy I played, then I would have won. Wow, holy crap, guys. This here is a truly amazing level of delusion. We've got 2 players in a row saying Terran is A move, dumb, bio is so easy, and auto win. We didn't see either player use splash damage correctly. And it's good to see there's still people out there who are like, wow, Terran just stim, and then they win. Is it a coincidence that in the English language, stim and win rhyme? I don't think so. It's stimming and winning. It's part of the Blizzard conspiracy, the Terran Illuminati. And of course, we hear the resounding screeching and echoing around the corners of the internet. Thank you very much for coming back and hanging out here with the Salt Mines, guys. It's been a hot minute. I'm so happy to be back doing the Salt Mines. There's just something about watching these relatable moments where all logic goes out the window and we become infantile, complainy, whiny children once again. Thanks everyone who's been supporting. We'll keep bringing these episodes out once a week going forwards, back on schedule. And of course, a big thanks to everyone who's been supporting Patreon. Links down below. Check out the other videos on screen. And a special thanks to Jacob G and Maxan for supporting the Patreon, as well as everybody else who's just hopped on top of the Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you in the next episode, everyone. Goodbye and good night.